Welcome to All Clear Firefighter Wellness, where we seek ways to improve ourselves and those around us and light our fire within. Welcome to All Clear Firefighter Health and Wellness. I'm your host, Travis. Good to have you back. Today we're going to be talking about our goals, our resolutions. What did you say I'm going to do in 2025? Was it maybe change your diet, improve your workout routine? Well, guess what? We're almost through the first quarter of 2025, and I assure you, a lot of your goals have either been totally cast out, or maybe they need a little tweaking to make them more effective. Well, today we're going to talk about 5 ways that we can improve ourselves, both on the job and off the job. As firefighters, the demands on our bodies and minds are always changing and evolving. From physical endurance to mental resilience, there's always room for growth and improvement. The good news? Well, you don't have to overhaul your life to see improvements. Small, consistent changes can lead to really big gains and results. So let's get into it and talk about some of these things. The first thing that we can really improve is our sleep. We need to prioritize our sleep like our life depends on it, because ultimately it does. I know sleep is a luxury for a lot of people in our line of work, but it's also non-negotiable when it comes to improving our performance, recovery, and our overall health. Sleep affects everything from our reaction time, decision-making skills, and even our ability to stay calm under pressure. Now, what are some things we can do to improve the quality of our sleep? Well, the first thing we can do is optimize our sleep environment. We have control over how we sleep, at least when we're not on shift. We can invest in things like blackout curtains, quality mattresses, a white noise machine to maximize our sleep when we get it. But when we're at the firehouse and on duty, we might not have the same ability to control that environment. Maybe we need to concede a few things. But ultimately, have a conversation with the guys you're on shift with. Maybe you can find some things that collectively will help make your sleep hygiene a lot better. Now, you can also practice sleep banking. Now, what is that? Well, imagine you got a 48-hour shift coming up. Well, prioritize a few extra hours of sleep before you need them. Now, that's the thing that a lot of people make the mistake of doing. Oh, well, I'll just sleep in when I get home off shift. Well, ultimately, if you can get ahead on your sleep before you go on shift, it'll help you out in the long term. Finally, use technology to your advantage. Now, we all have wearables, we have rings and smartwatches, and all of these can help us to track our sleep patterns, and they can help us find ways to improve. But one of the most beneficial things from these smart devices is the fact that you can see your progress over a long period of time as to how they help you perform and how they help you to sleep. So remember, at the end of the day, sleep isn't a weakness. It's actually a performance enhancer. Now let's look at the second item. This would be our physical fitness game. Firefighting is one of the most physically demanding jobs out there. But here's the thing. Fitness isn't just about bench pressing and cardio. It's also about functional strength, endurance, and mobility. Now, the first thing you can do is incorporate functional strength training into your routine. Focus on exercises that mimic the movements that we do on the job. For example, dragging, pulling, carrying, lifting. These are all things that can be very easily incorporated, especially with free weights. Now, in addition to having that functional training, don't neglect your mobility. Spend some time stretching before and after your workout. Doing mobility work can prevent injuries and improve your overall performance. You can use things like foam rollers, cricket balls to do self-massage, help work knots out of muscles. That's a really effective way to improve a lot of your mobility. But also don't undervalue something such as yoga. Now, as soon as you say yoga, a lot of guys immediately start shutting down. But trust me, learning several yoga poses can help stretch, move, and help you improve your overall fitness and performance. In fact, it can almost be a game changer. I know I personally have started using several yoga routines for men that I found on YouTube, and they've helped me stretch out my shoulders and my upper back, which I've always had trouble with, and it makes a true difference. Now, let's also talk about the type of workouts you're doing. Are you doing a HIIT workout? What is it? HIIT, the high intensity interval training? Well, that's great for building endurance, and especially when you go between different activities, simulating the bursts of activity required on the fire ground. Look at what your guys are doing around you on your shift. Maybe there's something you can pick up from their workouts that will help you improve in 2025. Remember, your fitness isn't just for you, it's for your crew, it's for the people you're serving, and it's also for your family at home. So always show up prepared. Now, let's talk about mastering your nutrition. Here's another big one that often gets neglected after the first of the year. A couple weeks, you're back to eating garbage, like a raccoon in a dumpster, as one of my friends says. Well, we've all been guilty of grabbing fast food, McDonald's, Wendy's, whatever, between calls. But fueling our body with the right nutrients can make a huge difference. Proper nutrition helps us with energy, focus, recovery, and even our mental health. So what can you do? Well, the first thing you can do is prep your meals. On your days off, prepare healthy meals that can help you then, but more importantly, you can easily grab them during a busy shift. If you don't have time or your company's not able to eat together, at least you can have something healthy to take with you. Also, this may not sound like part of your diet, but ultimately it is. Learn to hydrate. Hydrate like it's your job. Dehydration can hit fast and hard, and ultimately it can have a very negative effect on your performance. Keep a water bottle with you at all times. And also, it is a preferred thing for you to put a All Clear Podcast sticker on your water bottle that you keep with you. Also, snack smart. Keep high protein, low sugar snacks like nuts, beef jerky, protein bars in your gear bag, in the truck for when you need that quick boost of energy. You never know how long a call's going to last, but if you got something with you, it goes a long way. Think of your food as fuel because what you put in directly affects what you can give out. Let's talk about our fourth thing. That's to sharpen our mental resilience. This is one that is really big right now in the fire service. This job isn't just tough on our bodies, it also takes a toll on your mind. Stress, trauma, and long hours, lack of sleep can take a toll. That's why mental resilience is just as important as your physical strength. What can you do? Well, practice mindfulness. We've talked about this before on the podcast. Spend a few minutes each day focusing on your breath and meditating. You know, there's plenty of apps like Headspace or my personal favorite, Calm, that make it easy to get started with your mindfulness practice. And in addition to the mindfulness, you can add journaling to that as well. Write down what's on your mind. It might only be a page, but write it out longhand and you'll be amazed at what effect that can have on clearing your mind. Also, talk it out. Don't hesitate to use peer support. Don't be afraid to ask for professional counseling. It's okay to ask for help. Mental health is health, period. Just like your physical health, you got to take care of mental health. And just talking about what's on your mind, what's in your head can really help. Now, this is another one that a lot of us do but don't think about. Find you a creative outlet. You know, having a hobby, something like writing, painting, playing a musical instrument can help you process stress and recharge. It's not always about riding four-wheelers or going fishing. Sometimes you need to have things that are a little slower paced, but help you focus. When you do that, it does help you de-stress and recharge. You know, building mental toughness isn't about ignoring emotions. It's about learning how to manage and overcome them. Now, the fifth thing, commit yourself to lifelong learning. Firefighting is a constantly evolving field. The best firefighters in our industry are those who never stop learning. Now, it could be learning a new technique, learning about new equipment, learning leadership skills. Staying sharp makes you an asset to your team and to your department. You know, one of the best things we can do is take online courses. There are so many available to us. You know, we have platforms like NFPA. We even have fire rescue specific training sites that offer courses on everything from fireground tactics. We mentioned leadership, investigation. There's tons of things you can learn about. Take an online course. Use your time at the station constructively. Also, take time to learn from others. Look for a mentor in your department. If you can't find a mentor in your department, attend conferences where you can network and meet other firefighters. There are plenty of opportunities to learn from other people. We just have to be humble enough to seek out that mentor and admit we can learn a little more. Finally, read. I know a lot of you automatically are ready to switch off the podcast when you mention the word read. But books are your best friend in your industry. Books on leadership, communications, and even general self-improvement can help you get new tools in your toolbox to apply on the job, especially when it comes to things like time for promotion. Being able to show that you've been working actively on these things will truly help. Now remember, every bit of knowledge you gain is something you can use to protect yourself, protect your crew, and the people you serve, and ultimately your family at home. You know, improving yourself in 2025 does not have to mean sweeping changes. It doesn't mean you have to change the world. But by focusing on these 5 areas, sleep, fitness, nutrition, mental resilience, and lifelong learning, you'll not only be a better firefighter, but you'll also be a better teammate. You'll be a better friend and a better family member. You know, thanks for tuning in to this kind of short episode, but now's a good time to focus on these things. And while you're focusing on them, stay safe out there. You know, if you found this episode helpful, share it with your crew or someone that you think might benefit from it. You can go to our website, allclearpodcast.com, catch up on back episodes. Leave us a comment. We love to hear from you. Also, we would normally say, let's make 2025 our best year yet. Well, we're already kind of heading into the middle of it. So let's make the best out of where we are in 2025. And as we always say here on All Clear, light your fire within. That's a wrap for this episode of All Clear Firefighter Wellness. Your host and producer, Travis McGaha, thanks you for tuning in. Remember, the views and opinions shared by our guests may not always reflect those of the host or the team, but we're all here to spark important conversations for firefighter health and wellness. All Clear is proudly supported by the North Carolina Firefighter Cancer and Wellness Alliance. If you enjoyed the show, share it with your crew or someone who needs to hear it. Head over to allclearpodcast.com to leave us a message, catch up on past episodes, or treat yourself to our signature All Clear Blend coffee, your new morning hero in a cup. Thanks for listening, stay safe out there, and we'll catch you next time on All Clear Firefighter Wellness. Do you have an idea that you can't quite get out of your head and onto paper? Does your department need updated shirts? If so, you need to talk to the guys over at Studio Print Shop. We've been working with the guys at Studio on making some of our ideas become reality. Whether you need screen printing, embroidery, or graphic design, they have you covered. They're even working with the latest direct-to-garment printing technology to make your ideas come true. Check out their link on our website or go to studioprintshop.com and get 10% off your first order when you use the discount code ALLCLEAR. Studio Print Shop, creativity fueled by passion and vision.